Yeah, it's in the Manhawa. After the before the episode whereby Jinwoo had to fight in the Red Gate dungeon, there was a scene that they quite of skipped in the anime version. So I'll be showing you that episode and going down to the dungeon fight and everything, and then from there to the other episode. I don't know if you guys will like me. It's kind of a spoiler alert, but then again, I'm really hooked up on my leech, and I really want to see what my leech is going to do and everything. So that's why I had to find my way to watch it, and I want to bring you guys on with me. So please, if you are not going to see this as a spoiler alert or me spoiling a movie or anime, just stick on with me, watch with me, and then we can go on to this. And for those of you who are going to be looking for the link to the manga to read by yourself. I'll be dropping this in the comment section below. But please rate my storytelling. If there's a way I'm doing the story and I'm not really doing it the way you like, just tell me how it is and I will work upon it. So thanks guys. So please stay tuned and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. I beg of you. Please. So but then let's go on. So yeah, after Adam White, kind of after the meeting and everything, Adam White now took Jinwoo to a place where he can the United States Bureau of Hunters, so that Miss Selak will help him to increase his power. So they now Michael Connor was the person who called Miss Selak in. So then the door opened and then she walked in. Jinwoo is looking at her, and then his eyes is like, okay, who is this woman and everything. So this is episode 109. So in everything, so he's not like this is the only person in the entire world who can increase the ability of a hunter. That's what Adam White is telling Mr. Song. That's our liege, Drippy Woo, and everything. So he is not like present to you, Miss Stella, and everything. So he's not thinking to himself, I can tell that she's a completely different kind of awakened being now, but who is she in total? Who is she? And Miss Stella, they are explaining to her, they are telling her to sit down. So Miss Stella is like, okay, no problem. So Mr. is explaining to Jun, I know you must be skeptical about all this, but everyone gives the same doubts. Like everyone is always surprised because imagine someone coming to tell you that, yeah, you're a hunter and then I can increase your ability, and you're like, okay, but I've always had that hunters can't increase their ability. But like they know always only once you have your ability, they've given it to you. So they're not like, okay, yeah, but he himself, our leech, knows he can increase his ability, but they don't know. They don't know. He's not bragging. He's just keeping quiet. And there's like, however, once you get a taste of my powers, you'll be begging for more. And she's like having confidence in herself. It was like, Miss Seller. That's what Michael Weiss is like. And she's looking at him and she's like, okay, I will give you. Every hunter has the ability to pass past their limits, but I know that every hunter doesn't have the ability to pass by their limit, but I'm going to help you reach and pass your limit. And he was like, okay, so as an awakened hunter, you know you always stay the same unless you undergo a second awakening. That's a reawakening. And that's what Sanjivu actually went through. Sanjivu is one of the hunters who went through a second reawakening. So she's not like, okay, I'm going to be giving you some basic knowledge. These are common knowledge hunters have, and they are keeping it a secret from other hunters. Like it's just like Sanjivu now, nobody really knows the extent of his powers and everything. And if they know, they will actually keep it a secret because it's something that not everybody should know. Not everybody should know that kind of powers and everything. So they are keeping it as a basic knowledge and everything to themselves and everything. She was like, okay, but you can change that. You can increase the powers of every hunter because everybody knows that hunters can change their abilities. Once they are awakened, they stay that same way. But she's like, I can help you go past beyond their limits to reach their full potential through a process of three stages. She's explaining to you through a process of three stages and everything. She's having confidence in her power and everything. So she's like, this kind of thing she does it only 3 or 4 times a year, and he's going to be one of the lucky persons that are going to give that power this year and everything. So she's not like, okay, and everybody's like, Miss Senna requires a longer period of rest after everything. So that's what they're explaining to Sanju. So she's like, he's not in his head, like, okay, he's thinking. So how effective is the process? He's asking them. They're like, okay, in every hunter there's a different process and everything. Him that every individual goes through 3 stages and everything, but it's different for every individual and everything. Anyway, but the power is going to increase from 20 to 30%, and it's like, okay, so wait, 20 30%, that's insane. That's enough. Like that's massive. Just 20 to 30% when you know your power level is at maybe 100% and they give you extra 30 to 20%. That is exactly 120 or 130. That's have increased your potential powers and everything. It's not even up to 1 to 3 or 5%. It's 20 to 30%. And that is great and massive. And that's where they knew their Hong Dong Su, the hunter who wants to kill Jin Woo, because Jin Woo kind of killed his brother, but he doesn't know if Jin Woo killed his brother, but he's just pissed off that Jin Woo survived in a dungeon where his brother died. And that is his, like his senior brother. So he wants to just take revenge on him. But that's Hong Dong Su is an hunter who went to America. He's a Korean S rank awakened hunter, but he went to Korea because of that thing. So they didn't really know why he went there, but this is the reason. So he's thinking to himself, and he's like, "Oh, it's who would turn down such an offer? Like any hunter who likes to hunt, like you have to be strong enough and everything." So he's not like, okay, so that's the reason why he went there. So any hunter would jump at an opportunity like this, and everyone is okay, and they're like, okay, but if you find out about her powers, then precisely she's under our care. She doesn't want everybody. They don't want anybody to know about the powers and everything. So that is what Adam White is explaining to Sun Jin that she's under the bure care. That is the bure of hunters care, and then she's not like, okay, then we'll present to you our gift. That is missional power, and it's like, okay, a gift, huh? Don't you mean an offer? Because he knows it's an offer. He knows they want him to come to work for America, but like he's not willing to do that now. He wants to keep working in Korea because of his family and everything. So he's not like, okay, once you become a hunter of the Federal Bureau, you will see the opportunity and top priority of receiving preferential benefits and everything. In addition, they are telling him everything they will give to him, the contract and everything, but they are not like, but you don't have to make, Misala is not like, you don't have to make a decision right away, because we'll have to just give you the first stage. You know, she said there's 3 stages, but she does it for only 3 to 4 people. So she's not like, we just have to give you the first stage, and it's like, oh, without an offer. So once they give him the first stage, once you taste that first stage increase, maybe they unlock an ability that you've never had, and then they give you that ability, and you're like, wow, you might be greedy enough to want to get it and everything. So that's what they want to do for him. So she's not like, okay, when you are trying to negotiate something with somebody, you have to give them something that they can't resist. So as an hunter who cleared Jeju Island, they know he wants to be strong enough, because it's not going to be just any easy thing, easy task for you to just clear a whole dungeon by yourself. So Sonjewi is like, excuse me, as I told you, this is a gift. Exactly what Miss Selena said. So do we have your permission to lift your limit? And he's like, okay, for nothing in return. And he's confusing himself, like, my lead. He's like, okay, think of it as a complimentary service, Mr. Song. She said she will make me begging for more once I get the taste of power. That means she's confident in her ability and satisfied in everything. She's not like, look into my eyes closely. This is the first step. So everything, he's not like, nice, he took the bait. That's what Michael Connor is saying to himself. Is like, yeah, this guy took the bait. So now she's now like, he now looks into her eyes. Then she's now doing everything. She's talking to herself, and everybody's like, if he's impatient enough and there are signs, he will be rushing to sign the paper and agreement. He'll be rushing to them. That's what I'm saying about when you're making an agreement or having a potential business with somebody, you have to give them a negotiation that they can't resist. Something that you just like, now you want to tell somebody the benefit of buying your products. You just give them a taste of it, and they're like, oh wow, this is nice. I would like to buy like 500 or 100 or something like that, because they've already had the taste of the product and they know what the capability of your product has. So now that is what they're trying to show him, the product of what this seller can do. So he's not like, okay, okay. So now after everything now, and they're like, if he can be able to do what Goto Ryuji, a national level hunter, was unable to do, that means he can do more if she unlocks more ability for him. So she now looks into his eyes and wonder how much he's capable of and that kind of thing. So she now looks into his eyes, only for her to get into a big of trans darkness. Sanjiwu has the system on the side, and he is already upgrading on his own. He can get to level 100, level currently is at level 99 or level 95 or something or so. So her going into this, trying to upgrade someone who is upgrading on his own, is like, this guy doesn't really need anybody. He's a one-man squad. He is a literal one-man army. My so she looked into his eyes and she's like, she's scared to her beats, like she's seeing a total darkness. Like, look at this, this is darkness. She can't see anything. This is something she's never seen, she has never observed, only for the darkness to look back into her eyes. Imagine you go into a dark room and there's nobody there, but you're seeing somebody, then the person just turns and look at you, and then the person is looking straight dead into your eyes, and you're like, you be scared. You'll be scared. If I'm Miss Senna, I will run out of that room. Like, I'm telling you, I'm gonna run out of that room. So, so look at her. She's shouting, what's happening? Everybody's running. All the other hunters who are safeguarding Miss Senna are like, hey, you bastard. Hey, what did you do to Miss Senna? What have you done to her? They're pointing guns. Miss Jumu is like, what did I do to her? I didn't do anything. She just said I should look into my eyes, and she looked into my eyes. What then did I do to this lady? What are you people saying? Adam White is like, are you guys out of your mind? Don't you know who this man is? You morons. This God was like, they're like explaining, but Miss Senna is this and like, if you're worried about her, go and check up on her. That's the first thing they should have done. Once they see what happened to her, like she screamed and everything, she's like, they should have checked up on her and everything. Like they should have known what's wrong with her and everything. But like the first thing they had to do was to come and point the gun at Son Jimmy. Like, that's sick, man. And he's explaining to them that, do you know that there are other hunters who this would do, and then they would have snapped and killed all of you and everything. And they're like, and she's like in his head, what the heck is going on? I don't even understand. It's all alright and everything. And they were like, he's explaining to them that Adam White is explaining to them that if this was Liu Zhen or Thomas Andre, you know what would have happened now? You all would have been dead. Like, and they are not bluffing about it. Thomas Andre, that guy is one hell of a buck. He hunts about. We're gonna see what happens with Sanji when I have Thomas Andre. Just let me not spoil it for you guys much. And they were like, got it? They were like, yes, sir, we understand what you're saying. So they went to Miss Sana. They were like asking her, what's happening? What's the matter, Miss Sana? And she was like, she was covered in sweat. She's sweaty and everything. She's trembling. She's shivering. Like, come on, you want to upgrade my liege? She saw the darkness in his eyes and she's like, I can't comprehend. She's scared to beat. Like, this guy is a monster on his own. Like, he's even a human or something. That's what she's thinking to herself and everything. So she was like, Miss Senna is feeling under the weather. That's what Michael Connor is telling him. And he's like, okay, sure. So Adam, please show Mr. Song the way out. So Mr. Song is now, of course. So they're not like explaining to her. Miss Senna is like asking them what happened, and she's still trembling. Look at her trembling. She's scared. She's freaking scared. So he's not like he's a king and a powerful one at that. And they were like, wait, a king? Does that mean he's as strong as a natural level hunter? And they were like, no, I can't tell because anything like this before. She has never seen anything like this before. Like, this is extraordinary. This is something beyond. While I was looking at him, he was looking back at me and was like, wait, Sonjiwoo? And she was like, no, I'm not talking about Sonjiwoo. I'm talking about something inside him, an infinite darkness within him. That's what I'm explaining to you guys. Like, you're in a dark room, a complete dark room, and then you're looking, and then you see something there. And then the thing turned back and looked at you, man. You will be shiver. Like, I'm telling you, my soul will leave my body. I ain't gonna lie about that. My soul is gonna leave my body. But she's like, everything and everything. So she's like, on top of that, she's not saying no limits to his powers. Like, come on, let's look at this. Look at this. No limits to my powers. Like, come on. What are you saying? There's no limit to his powers. Like,